again, this video is for entertainment purposes only, right? Yeah. So there are situations seasonally and sometimes just year round where you may be around people who just don't take the best care of themselves. And so if you hang around those types of individuals, then sometimes, or not sometimes, what will happen is you may find yourself in a position where you're also ending up unwell. And so you can either choose to continue to be around people who don't respect themselves and continue to just end up in situations where you're unwell, or you can decide to make a note of who it is that you're hanging around and the habits that they have and the way they conduct themselves, and you can decide differently. You can make a different decision for yourself to, you know what, maybe I won't hang around said individual because they have terrible hygiene. And when someone has terrible hygiene, then the likelihood of those infections and viruses latching on to you become more susceptible to that type of a situation. So sometimes you have to separate yourself from individuals who operate in a certain type of way. If they just don't have good hygiene, you either tell them or separate yourself, right? And so now let's go dig a little bit deeper into that topic. And sometimes the foods that we eat may be infected. And sometimes they're infected on purpose by situations, energies that purposely have it as their intention to harm. Now, anybody in their right mind would say, what are you talking about? Like, why would anybody want to intentionally harm? Well, you know what? There are people out there like that. That's just the reality of things and the state and condition of the world. There are energies that overtake vessels, individuals, and they run rampant. And if the individual does not intentionally do things to rid themselves of such energetic vampires, then they will be overtaken. So anyone who actually is hearing the sound of my voice right now and able to understand what I'm saying, comprehend what I'm saying, has an opportunity to detoxify their lifestyle, detoxify what it is that they consume. Because if they don't do that, they don't take heed to sound advice, then they basically make themselves susceptible for whatever the consequences are that happen when the vessel is overtaken by entities that are meaning to destroy. So I care about my family. I care about my associates. you can't be the only one who wants things to go well. So I can't be the only one who wants things to go well in any situations that I put myself in with others, because if they don't want things to go well for themselves, then what am I doing? I would just be wasting my time, giving away my energy to individuals who just want to consume my energy and not give anything